What's going on, everybody? This is Steve from Bloom Audio. Today, we're going to ask a question and hopefully answer it too. That question is, do you actually need a dedicated digital audio player, a DAP, in 2025? Pretty much every time we post a video about a DAP, a review, comparison or anything like that, we get a handful of comments saying, why would you buy a DAP? DAPs are stupid. Just use your phone, get a dongle, and you're great. Now, in the first wave of MP3 players, the original iPod, essentially the first digital audio players launched, phones looked like this. You had to pay for each individual text. Not even a lot of people had Wi-Fi in their home, let alone broadband internet in their pocket all the time. And then when Apple more or less made the blueprint for the modern DAP with the iPod Touch, that was right on the cusp of the sort of smartphone revolution that's brought us to where we are today, where most people have a smartphone in their pocket, have access to high-speed internet on that phone, and a lot of them have unlimited internet on there. So looking at what the phone is capable of doing, along with that transition from downloading individual MP3s to streaming everything right onto your phone without having to purchase it or download it, there has been a pretty seismic shift in the portable music listening landscape. So is there really any reason for a dedicated music player in your pocket next to your phone? I've got 3 reasons that I think you should still consider getting a DAP. Reason number 1 is probably the simplest. DAPs sound better than phones. A dedicated digital audio player, even a fairly inexpensive one, is going to sound significantly better and have more features that audiophiles are going to be interested in than your phone or the manufacturer provided attachments for the phone. Reason number 2 is if you have a large collection of pre-existing music, or you don't have unlimited data on your phone and so you need to download files, the storage and library management system on a digital audio player are going to be better than what's available on most phones. Reason number 3 is a bit more philosophical, and that's simply that smartphones might be ruining our brains. And it's probably good to take a break from the social media scrolling, movie watching, e-reader, communication device that has us constantly on the leash to a string of notifications from your friends, family, employer, and just about anybody else who wants to get in touch with you. Maybe it's good to have a separate device to get a break from that when you want to do something like listen to music. Now, those reasons might not apply to everyone, but we should definitely take a closer look at some justification that maybe you should have a fancy iPod in 2025. Reason number 1 is that DAPs simply sound better than phones. Now, I know there are a lot of folks out there who swear by the Apple Dongle, and there are a handful of Android phones that still provide headphone jacks, and they've even taken some steps to improve the output. But the simple fact is, even at that $400 or $500 range, phones don't match up to just the basics of the separation and dynamics and detail that you're getting from a dedicated digital audio player. That being said, there are options out there that are going to let you improve the quality of the audio output without necessarily buying a dedicated device. There are a lot of great dongle DACs out there. We've done a few videos talking about some of the recent options out there, some of the best ones that you can get that will elevate the quality of what your phone is giving you to the quality of what a lot of digital audio players do. In addition to that, if you're not as worried about the size, but want to keep everything on one device, more powerful portable DAC amps like the Chord Mojo 2 or the new Cayenne RU9 give you a lot of options and pretty impressive power and sound quality that you can add on directly to your phone. So in terms of the sound quality, yes, DAPs sound better, but there are some other options out there that are going to allow you to achieve a similar level of sound quality just using your phone as your primary device. But we still have a couple other things to talk about when it comes to reasons that you might want to buy a dedicated digital audio player. The second reason is that digital audio players are better at storing and managing your music collection. If you use the most popular smartphone in the world of any generation, the iPhone, you don't have a micro SD card slot in that. And if you want to increase the amount of storage, you're gonna have to buy a new one, and you're probably gonna have to add about $500 to the price tag if you want to get 1 terabyte storage in there. Meanwhile, you can get a 1 terabyte micro SD card off Amazon for $70. So purely in terms of the practicality here, the DAP is gonna win. And we don't have to get too into it, but it also frees you from parts of that upgrade cycle. A lot of folks I know have used the same digital audio player for 5+ years while upgrading their phone every other year. Now, if you're like me and you've got a collection of ripped CDs and other things that makes up your music collection going back 20 years to when you had a iPod Classic, this is definitely a bigger issue. But even if you're using modern streaming services, this can still be an issue on a smartphone. Where the storage element can become an issue there is if you don't have unlimited data on your phone, or you don't want to be constantly using data, you have spotty service at work or other things, so you want to be able to download your playlists, your favorite artists and album and all of that, and store them on your phone. That's all great until you start taking pictures and videos and other things, and now it's kind of all getting to be too much. You've got to decide which albums am I clearing off the phone, what videos am I deleting, and all of that, while having a dedicated digital audio player, a separate media device, solves that problem. You download the music onto your DAP on Wi-Fi, and you've got your phone for everything else. And it really does simplify that if you don't want to be constantly streaming on over-the-air data on your phone. And basically the only solution to this from a smartphone perspective is to just limit your options to the storage capacity, to spend significantly more money on the phone to get that, and all of that, where you do have more flexibility with the DAP. But I guess if you're willing to spend $1,000 more on the phone, you can get that functionality in one place for the most part. But of course, don't forget about having to buy the additional DAC or dongle to upgrade the sound quality along with the upgrade on the phone. And you can kind of start to see here, just from a practical perspective, why for a lot of people it's just simpler to have a DAP. And all those other elements aside, this is going to bring us to the third reason, which is smartphones are ruining our brains. Not to be overly dramatic here, but the constant stream of memes, funny videos, and novel information from social media and news aggregators has made us probably the most distractible society in history. On top of that, you're available to be contacted through your phone with notifications sent by just about anyone instantaneously from anyone, anywhere, at any time. The Walkman I had when I was growing up didn't remind me to do my homework or deliver the Minion memes that my aunt sent to group chat. CD players, tape decks, and record players didn't remind me to pay my gas bills or deliver calls from shady telemarketers. And if you want to enjoy music using modern digital streaming services, why can't we have that same experience of the device that delivers your music not being the same device that reminds you about everything else going on in your life? As audiophiles and music lovers, we spend hundreds, maybe thousands, for some tens of thousands of dollars for the best quality music, the best sound, to hear everything and to really get immersed in the world that our favorite music, our favorite albums and artists create. And part of that, I think, gets ruined in this smartphone era when, you're coming up to your favorite part of the song and all of a sudden, ding, ding, get a notification through your headphones at that. At least the notification came through in glorious high resolution with your headphones, right? Listening on a dedicated music player means you can put your phone aside for a minute, whether that's on your couch at night, on your commute, or someplace else. You have those opportunities to actually appreciate what you've invested in a portable device. Ultimately, that's what this hobby is about, is getting immersed in the music, getting away from the distractions. And if you've got a portable setup, I still think for all the other options you have out there, a DAP is the best way to do that. So what do you think? Are you more into DAPs? Is it the portable DAC dongle setup for you, or is it Apple Dongle for life? Let us know in the comments, and of course, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll be back soon with more high-fidelity audio content.